If you use an ATM, you really need to hear this. There's a new scam spreading, and it's so shockingly simple, it requires absolutely zero hacking, and it's catching a lot of people completely off guard. So we're going to break down the scammer's entire playbook and show you exactly how to avoid becoming their next victim.
And this is what makes this whole thing so terrifying. The criminals behind it aren't some kind of high-tech geniuses. Nope, they don't need any special tech at all. Their entire strategy relies on something far more common and far more human.
And there it is. That's the whole scheme in a nutshell, social engineering. Just a few seconds of a carefully orchestrated distraction is literally all they need. It is a super low-tech trick, but believe me, it can have devastatingly high-tech consequences for your bank account.
So this is what authorities are calling the jam and swap scam. We actually saw a perfect example of this not too long ago in Clearwater, Florida, where police arrested two men who were just systematically draining people's accounts using this exact method. Let's dig into how they did it. Okay, so to really get a handle on this threat, we have to walk through the scammer's playbook. It's a four-step process that turns a simple moment of frustration into a total financial nightmare for the victim.
It sounds almost unbelievable, doesn't it? I mean, how can a couple of coins stuck in a machine give someone total access to your money? Well, the thing is, the coins are just the beginning. The real trick, that's what happens next. All right, here's the four-step playbook. Step 1, they jam the machine's card slot with something small, maybe a coin, so when you try to insert your card, it just gets rejected. Now you're getting frustrated, and they move right to step 2. A helpful person approaches you. In that Clearwater case, they'd say something like, oh, the card reader's broken, but the tap feature still works. And that leads directly to step 3. They watch you tap your card. And, this is the crucial part, they watch and memorize your PIN as you enter it. Finally, step 4. In that little moment of confusion, they skillfully swap your real card with a fake one they have ready. You walk away thinking the machine is just broken, but they have everything they need. And get this, in that one Florida case alone, police officially identified at least 4 victims, and they strongly believe there are many more across the county who maybe haven't even reported it yet. It just goes to show how quickly and effectively these teams can operate.
So, now that we understand how the scam works, let's talk defense, because building a few simple habits can make you a much, much harder target. Here are 5 really powerful things you can start doing right now. The key is really to shift from being a potential victim to being a prepared observer. It all comes down to recognizing the red flags and having a clear plan of action before you even walk up to the machine. Let's break these down. First, give the machine a quick once-over. If anything looks tampered with or just off, walk away. Second, and this is a big one, never hand your card to a stranger offering to help. A real bank employee would never ask you to do that. Third, always shield your PIN. Use your other hand to cover the keypad. Make this an automatic habit every single time. Fourth, just be aware of who's around you. If a stranger gets too close or tries to distract you, just cancel the transaction immediately and leave. And finally, be a little picky about which ATM you use. Scammers love isolated spots, so using an ATM that's actually attached to or inside a bank branch during business hours is always going to be your safest bet. Okay, but what if the worst happens? What if you walk away and then that sinking feeling hits? You realize you've been tricked. In that situation, you need a clear emergency plan because every single second counts. And that is the absolute truth. These criminals are literally in a race against you. They're trying to get to a different ATM to pull out your cash. Your one and only goal is to shut down their access before they can do that. Hesitation is exactly what they're counting on. So here is your emergency response plan. You need to follow these steps in order. Step 1, call your bank immediately. Tell them to freeze or cancel your card. That is your #1 priority. Step 2, while you're on the phone or right after, start monitoring your account for any weird activity. Step 3, file a police report. The suspects could still be in the area. Step 4, make it official by reporting the fraud to the FTC. And finally, step 5, once the immediate threat is contained, make sure you change the PINs and passwords on your new cards and any accounts that were linked. Now, let's talk about something that a lot of people underestimate, the power of your rapport. See, scammers don't just steal your money, they actually use psychology to keep you from acting. And this, right here, is the hidden weapon in their arsenal. They know the trick seems kind of simple in hindsight, and they are literally banking on the fact that victims will feel too embarrassed to report it quickly. That delay, that's their window of opportunity to get away with it. But here's the proof that reporting works.
The only reason those suspects in Clearwater were caught is because the victims overcame that hesitation and called the police fast enough. Your report isn't just about trying to get your money back, it's about taking these criminals off the street. And one last point, just to be clear. This jam and swap scam is different from another trick you might hear about called cash trapping. That's when criminals stick a device over the cash dispenser that physically traps your money, so you hear the machine counting it out, but it never appears. The goal there is to steal the cash itself, not your card and PIN. Both are dangerous, but it's good to know the difference. So, we'll end with this thought. The next time you're at an ATM and something just feels a little off, or maybe an overly helpful stranger approaches you, ask yourself this question. Because in that moment, a healthy dose of suspicion isn't paranoia, it's your best defense.